You are being manipulated right now, and you don't even know it. Most people walk through life blind to the invisible strings pulling them. But by the end of this video, you will see the 7 traps people set for your mind, and exactly how to dismantle them before they ever work again. Let's start with the most primal tool in the arsenal, the eyes. Most people think eye contact creates connection, but in dark psychology, prolonged eye contact isn't about bonding, it's about dominance. Psychologists call this the predatory gaze. When someone holds eye contact with you for just a second too long, it triggers a fight or flight response in your amygdala. It creates a subtle spike of anxiety. They are testing your boundaries. If you look away first, you have subcommunicated submission. You have just told them, without saying a word, that they are the alpha in the room. So, how do you defend against this? Don't challenge them by staring back aggressively. That escalates the conflict. Instead, use the triangle technique. Look at their left eye, then their right eye, then their mouth. Keep moving. This breaks their lock on you and shows that you are the one analyzing them. They want to freeze you. Do not let them. Trick number 2, weaponized silence. Humans are social creatures. We are programmed to keep the conversation flowing. Manipulators know this, and they exploit it to make you dig your own grave. Here is the play. You answer their question. You state your price. You finish your sentence. And they do nothing. They don't nod. They don't agree. They just wait. Your brain instantly panics. You think, did I say something wrong? Do they not believe me? So to relieve the tension, you start talking again. You over-explain. You lower your price. You reveal secrets you meant to keep hidden just to fill the void. The defense? Stop talking. When you have made your point, shut your mouth. Count the seconds in your head if you have to. Look them in the eye and let the silence hang there. By refusing to fill the gap, you bounce the pressure right back onto them. In this game, the first person to speak loses. Trick number 3 is the most dangerous because it feels good. Love bombing. We usually associate this with toxic relationships, but it is rampant in the workplace and high-stakes sales. Here is how it works. You meet someone new, a potential business partner, a new friend, or a date. Within days, they are praising you excessively. They tell you you're a genius. They say you're the only one who understands them. They overload you with validation. Why? They are creating a debt. By artificially inflating your ego, they make you dependent on them for that feeling. Once you are hooked on the praise, they pull it away. Suddenly, you find yourself chasing their approval, willing to do anything to get that high back. The defense? Skepticism of speed. Real trust takes time to build. If someone is giving you 10 years of intimacy after 10 days of knowing you, it is not connection. It is manipulation. When the praise feels too good to be true, step back and ask, what do they want? Trick number 4, the false compromise. This is the classic door-in-the-face technique. The manipulator opens with an extreme, unreasonable request, something they know you will refuse. You say no. You feel firm. You feel in control. But then they sigh, look disappointed, and offer a smaller request. Okay, if you can't do that, can you at least do this? Because you felt bad about rejecting the first offer, your brain wants to relieve the social tension. You feel obligated to reciprocate their concession. So you say yes to the second request. Here is the truth. The second request was what they wanted all along. They just used the first one to make the second one look reasonable by comparison. The defense? Separate the requests. Treat every request as an independent event. Do not let the first no influence the second decision. Ask yourself, would I agree to this if they hadn't asked for the crazy thing first? If the answer is no, the answer remains no. Trick number 5, strategic confusion. You catch them in a lie. You have the evidence. You confront them. But instead of apologizing, they start talking. and talking, and talking. They drag up the past. They use complex jargon. They talk about their feelings. They bring up your mistakes from 3 years ago. It is a tornado of nonsense known as the word salad. The goal? To overload your brain's processing power. They want you to get so exhausted trying to follow their logic that you eventually just give up and say, fine, let's just drop it. The defense? The broken record. Do not try to argue with their nonsense. Do not answer their new questions. Pick your main point and repeat it calmly. Do not let them change the subject. Trick number 6, isolation. This is rarely aggressive. It starts as protection. The manipulator doesn't forbid you from seeing your friends. They just make you doubt them. They frame your support system as enemies or haters. They create a narrative of us versus the world. Slowly, you stop talking to your family because it causes drama. You stop seeing friends because you feel guilty. Why? Because an isolated target has no reality check. If you have no one to tell you, that's crazy, then whatever the manipulator says becomes the truth. You lose your anchor to reality. The defense? The sunlight test. Manipulators operate in the shadows. If you feel you have to hide your relationship dynamics or conversations from your friends, that is a red flag. If they get angry when you spend time with others, that is not love. That is possession. Keep your circle strong. And finally, trick number 7, the deadliest trap of all, reactive abuse. This is the twist. The manipulator knows that if they push you long enough, if they use the silence, the gaslighting, the isolation, eventually you will snap. You yell. You call them names. Maybe you throw something. You finally release all that pent-up frustration. And in that exact second, they smile. They say, "Wow, look at you. You're crazy. I was just trying to talk and you're attacking me." They don't want to hurt you. They want you to hurt them so they can play the victim. They use your reaction as proof that you are the problem. The defense? Radical stoicism. When you realize they are trying to get a reaction, the most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Do not feed the monster. Give them silence. Give them boredom. When they can't control your emotions, they lose their power. Manipulation is a game played in the dark. But now, you have the light. You know the signs, you see the strings. We are going to go much deeper into the human mind in the coming weeks. If you want to navigate the world with eyes wide open, subscribe to Mind Fuel. I'll see you in the next one.